Jamie,
Delicious.
do you know what we do when the going gets tough?
What?
We puke and rally.
Yeah.
Puke and rally.
Let's do it. Did we start?
Yes, we did. We're started already.
Oh, I thought this
So
was
act
just
a little more
pre-banter.
excited. No pre-banter.
Yeah, welcome to the real Neighbours.
Episode 14.
Episode 14.
You know what I want to say right away?
Yeah.
I haven't had Fireball. And also the reason I'm breathing heavily. Wow, I just did a lot to my body, okay?
Yeah.
I just shocked my body a lot. We ran into a bunch of technical problems, so I was running back and forth, and then I forgot to put out the garbage.
Yeah.
So I ran into that quick, because you got to do the adulting stuff.
Responsible.
And then, after all that's said and done, I came here, and you know what? I had a little Fireball for the first time since I was 14. I haven't had Fireball in so long.
Wait, that was actually...
and it's just as fratty as I remember.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't had it
Dude,
since...
I do associate it with high school now. It was...
Yeah.
Actually, I'll say this right now for everybody. The first time I had a drink and got like a little buzz going, maybe a little drunk,
Yeah.
because I was 14, was Fireball. I
you
was on a playground.
To underage drinking?
Oh, God forbid. I think there's something called the statute of limitations or something
Yeah,
along those
you're
lines
fine.
that bars me.
Could you imagine getting in trouble for drinking when you were younger? Yeah.
Cops roll up.
Yeah, no, there is something very... I don't know. I've had Fireball a few times. The thing is, it's usually pretty easy to drink, but... yeah, we didn't have much. Like, there was a little tiny bottle. It's smaller than a Mickey. I don't even know what you would call this thing.
Yeah, I don't know what you call it. It's like a little sample glass almost.
But, okay, Fireball's not good already, but this particular bottle is just atrocious.
I don't know what to tell
it's
you,
syrupy.
but...
I don't like... the bottle is gross. When I was holding it, it left like a sticky film on my fingers, and it kind of tastes like I was drinking syrup.
Dude, I'm not convinced. I don't think this is a hot take. I don't think Fireball is a universally popular drink.
No, a lot of people don't like it. I don't mind it
I do
sometimes.
feel like it's a young person drink. Like it's
Yeah.
like, like, ooh, alcohol.
Yeah, I don't go out of my way to buy it, but I mean, I've had it where people offer it to me, and I'm typically the only one around who's like, I'll drink it, sure.
Jamie shows up the human trash can.
Yeah, like
I'll drink anything.
Why not?
Is it free?
Yeah. No, yeah.
I'm in.
The thing is, it does go down pretty easy, but I don't know. It's not good. It's gross.
Oh, and also worth noting, this is definitely the latest we've ever started.
That's not
and
true.
because I do totally true.
Our first episode was like 11 p.m.
Really?
Yeah. Because
How do you remember that?
That
was ages ago.
I know. I
don't remember that.
I think I just recall mentioning it. I was like, it's like 11.
Maybe you're right. Yeah. You know what? We were goofing around, taking some pictures. I was making it all up on the fly. I was just like, let's release something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
unlike now where everything's totally scripted.
yeah, we're very structured. Very structured,
Totally
as you can tell
scripted.
from how organized I am right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you sound like you're falling apart. Yeah, Fireball's gross.
I feel great.
So glad we could get that off our chest.
You know what? That Fireball, it kind of warmed me up. It kind of got me hitting the road a little bit.
You know what? It warms
hitting the ground running.
Warms your innards a bit. It's got that nice burn.
By the way, this is episode 14.
14.
Kaboom.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't think we'd make it this far. I'm just kidding.
I'd like to thank my parents.
I'd like to thank
for giving birth.
I'd like to thank God for
and God,
my manager,
my manager. God, who is that? Are you okay? Matthew McConaughey.
McConaughey.
What's it? Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah,
McConaughey.
McConaughey would be cooler. Yeah, McConaughey.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, we were talking. I actually feel gross for other reasons. I had a root beer float earlier. That's actually totally overrated because I feel actually pretty gross. I'm not a big fan of ice cream. I know tons of people who are like, ice cream. You know what I mean? And I'm not one of those people.
I wish I knew people like that.
Yeah.
I wish I knew people that would go, ooh,
is that the ice cream truck?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not like that anymore.
Somebody shows up and they just pull like a tub of ice cream out of their backpack and they're like, ooh, ice cream.
Ice cream's overrated. It's just too sweet. I don't know. Same
know
with
what?
cake. I don't like cake
Jamie,
either.
you know what? Actually, I think you'll appreciate this. I was at Loblaws and I really enjoy like the original, what's the Canadian brand? Dempsey's?
Oh,
I think that's what it's called. Yeah. No, like they have those like square tubs you get in the cardboard.
Yeah,
it's a Canadian thing. It's like a Canadian company.
Okay.
I forget what it's called.
I vaguely,
But they sell the mint ice cream, and I love the mint ice cream.
Yeah.
And when I was checking out, the old lady complimented me. She's like, "Oh, good taste."
Nice.
And I was like, "Oh
nice
man,
cream,
the
dude.
grandma's no good flavor."
Yeah. Yeah.
And the original mint, like Canadian ice cream out of those cardboard boxes, oh,
yeah.
it's so prime.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's no Ben and Jerry's. Ben and Jerry's really expensive but delicious.
What's the other
That's
expensive
the only
brand?
ice cream. Like Haagen-Dazs. Yeah. I don't like Haagen-Dazs. I mean, okay, Ben and Jerry's. The one flavor that's so good is Chunky Monkey. It's really like, what is it? Banana and there's like walnut chunks in it. It's beautiful.
For somebody who's not a big fan of ice cream, you're more enthusiastic
That's
enthusiastic
the only
about ice
kind.
cream than I am.
Yeah, that's the only kind I really will like. But I again, you know what? Fuck Ben and Jerry. I don't like any ice cream.
I don't like any. I take it all back.
I take it all back.
You know what, Jamie?
You know what? Yeah.
You should try mint.
Mint.
Like the mint ice cream from that. You know okay, guys. I'm almost embarrassed because everybody knows what I'm talking about except
Yeah.
me. It's the two kids. They're licking the ice cream and they're super happy and there's some sort of Canadian stuff
Every
happening.
ice cream brand
No,
ever.
dude, it's Canadian. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys, but
I don't know. Do you know what?
You know what I'm talking
Do you know
about.
what I like? You know those? I think they're sold in like ice cream trucks or like corner stores. But you know those ice creams are supposed to look like cartoon characters. And then they have like the gumball eyeballs or something, but they always melt to make them look like some demon from hell. Like it's like SpongeBob.
Oh yeah. It
SpongeBob,
starts off appealing,
but then it melts
dude.
into like these creepy
remember-
eyeballs, and
I
it's just a
remember the
deformed SpongeBob ice cream.
I
You know
loved
those
it
things?
though. No, dude, they did the popsicles.
Yeah, the
those
popsicles,
were great.
that's what I'm
I
thinking of,
love
yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
They actually tasted good too. What happened to those?
They taste good. I don't know. They might still be around. I don't know. I don't like ice cream, so
Oh,
I don't
Jamie,
really keep tabs on ice cream.
to get to your original point.
Yes.
root beer floats.
Yeah.
Calling it now, by far the most overrated thing I've ever had.
Yeah.
Root beer floats.
That's a heavy claim,
no,
but they're
dude,
not that
okay.
great.
But I'm talking every day. I would be out with like when I was a kid, I'd be out with some family hanging out, and somebody would come up and say, "Root beer floats." And everybody gets excited. They're like, "Oh my god,
Ice
root beer
cream!
ice cream! Wow!" And I tried it, and I didn't think it was that good.
Yeah.
I've tried it multiple times. I don't think root beer floats are good.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get the hype. It's just two sugary things combining into a grossly sugary thing.
Here's the thing. They're like, okay, so I had one earlier. It was like I can't say it was horrible. But it's one of those. It's too sweet. Like by the end, I'm like, I regret everything I just did. You know what I mean? Wasn't worth it. It was like, it is good. If I were to have like one bite of it, maybe, but I don't know.
You know what? That's natural though. Your tolerance. I find that your tolerance to sugar just gets worse and worse as you get older.
And cake. I've pretty much never liked cake, like birthday cake. I'm just like,
no.
it's just too much. I don't like cake.
But, okay, the difference between. I think at the very least you need to acknowledge the difference between bad cake and good cake.
Yeah.
Bad cake is so bad you should the moment you taste it you should slap it like off your plate and throw it in the garbage
and spit in the face of whoever presented it.
And they
to
should
you.
be ashamed. They should be publicly shamed.
You need to be so hostile
They should
towards
have
that
their
person. They better
cake
leave.
thrown at them.
They need to leave that place crying if they give you bad cake.
I actually. You know what? I feel like I'm being a little overly passionate about this, but dude,
No, not at
people
all.
who bad cakes make me so angry.
They
I'm
make
like,
me
what
sick
a
to
shitty
my stomach."
fucking cake. God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, but compared to
Good
like a homemade cheesecake. Come on, guys.
Cheesecake is great.
I think everybody's on the same page. A really good homemade cheesecake.
Yeah.
A good homemade ice cream cake.
See, ice
Oh
cream
my
cake is just
God.
two things I don't like: ice cream and cake. So
But
again,
Jamie, whenever I see it, I just think,
not a big fan.
ooh, ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, cheesecake is good. That's where I'll draw the line for cake. But I'll eat it for birthdays. You know, it's like a rare thing. I'll eat them.
You know what's crazy is I didn't like cheesecake until I was probably 19 when I liked cheesecake for the first time.
Did you ever find out what was wrong with you?
Yeah. There's definitely something wrong with me. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But what was wrong is I kept eating shitty cheesecake.
Even shitty cheesecake is good.
No, it's not.
Well, the thing is,
Jamie,
It's
it's
better
just,
than-
it
it's
falls
better-
in the same category as bad cake. You just got to
I
smack
disagree.
it off your plate.
I think
Get it out of there.
shitty cheesecake is better than good normal cake.
I disagree.
Really?
I've
never had shitty cheesecake. I've never had cheesecake. I was actually like, this is horrible.
JB, this is where I draw the line. Shitty cake is shitty cake. Because,
all right.
okay.
You got your principles and you stick by them. I respect that.
At the very least, we don't agree, but I respect that.
that, yeah.
Okay, view it this way, Jamie, is the first time Actually, you know what? I would say this in general. Okay. Okay. Two great examples: cheesecake and mushrooms. I didn't like either of them until I had a really good version of it.
Yeah.
So my aunt made this homemade cheesecake.
Ew, mushroom cheesecake? That doesn't sound good at all.
Okay,
just
separate the
Oh,
issues
okay,
here. Okay. So cheesecake. I had for the first time a really good homemade cheesecake, and when that happened, it actually did open the door that now I will tolerate cheesecake I don't like as much because I had a really good version of the real deal, like a good cheesecake.
Yeah.
Now, same thing as mushrooms. I didn't like mushrooms at all until I had really good primo sautéed mushrooms.
Yeah.
And after that, my body went, I'm willing to palate mushrooms now because I still get. It's like chasing the dragon. You know what I mean,
Yeah,
Jamie?
yeah.
Like you send the heights and you see the dragon for the first time. You spend the rest of your life eating these mediocre mushrooms, but you can still get a little tinge of the.
What kind of
I could
mushrooms
see the
were she sauteing? I'm just kidding.
Wow, I can really see how I'm not playing into that, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm now realizing. Okay, no, that's not. I'm just going for regular sauteed mushrooms. Okay,
mushrooms. Yeah,
but
that's fair.
and I do think that's a universal thing. Like if you have a really good version of something, you will palate things that are not quite as good.
I
for
love
it,
mushrooms. Yeah, I feel like I've never really hated them. However, something that I think there was a brief phase in my life where I felt like mushrooms, that one kind, I don't know what kind it is, but that like grayish tinge one. What, cremini or something?
Oh yeah, cremini.
I think cremini.
The cremini is they're like brown almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a phase in my life where I associated them with slugs. Like I just felt like I was eating slugs. But then I just realized the taste is so good. I just got
have
over
you ever
that.
eaten snails?
Yes. No.
What's the escargot is the fancy term. Yeah.
Escargot.
My dad made it with cheese.
Yeah,
with
that's
like
common.
Some like sort of fancy cheese, and you put it in the oven, and it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's common actually with cheese.
So while you were disgusted by slugs, I was thinking about how I could eat them with cheese.
but like you don't want like a pizza covered in slugs.
In fact, Jamie,
Yeah.
snail slug, like, is a snail like a delicious, palatable escargot, and a slug is gross? Like, how,
I don't know.
Where does the line,
to me, they're
line
like
drawn on that?
To me, they're the same. I think.
They're pretty similar to me. And let's face it, when we were young, I feel like I spent a lot of time investigating snails and what they do.
Yeah.
I was bored and I was 7. I was
like in your backyard.
Yeah, poke snails and see what they do. And
Torture them.
And just, like,
Stomp
definitely
on them.
lots of torture.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, are you really? You're going to tell me you
Crush
did
their
not
shells.
stomp on a snail?
I probably did,
Really?
but I didn't do that actively all the time. No, that would.
Oh, that's true. You
that
know
would be
what?
like I'd be like Jeffrey Dahmer at that point.
It'd be a thing where you're a kid with good intentions and you'd make like a little like snail factory. And
Were
you
you
have
ever-
like all these cute snails and then you trip and fall and kill like 10 snails that you just gathered and you'd cry.
The way you like lightly threw that out there, I picture you being that kid burning ants with like a magnifying glass.
Wait, okay, I actually did do that.
I think I tried that. Yeah,
I totally did.
I tried that like once.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do what you do.
I don't think I sat there forever torturing ants, but I did try and start stuff on fire with magnifying glasses.
Pro tip, Jamie.
Yeah.
If you put and I would do this intentionally, if you put the tiny smudge of dirt on your magnifying glass, it would create a focus point for you so you can burn things. So what I would do is I'd put like a little bit of dirt on my magnifying glass and I'd go down and I'd find like ants or leaves.
Ooh.
And ideally both. Like if I could burn ants and leaves at the same time.
Are you listening to this, sociopaths?
This is how you get started.
Prime tips right here.
You got to start small before you go big.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I would put a little dirt in there and I'd burn the ants, burn the leaves.
Yeah.
I got a sick satisfaction out of it. Satisfaction out of it.
Yeah. Do you know what that reminds me of? Wasn't I never actually saw this movie, but it was a movie where the ant bully, I guess the ants somehow turned a kid small after he was torturing them, and then he woke up and he was the same size as ants. That's a terrifying concept.
I mean, I will say there were so many movies like that at one point.
That's a good genre though. Shrinking movies.
Oh, yeah, dude,
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Could you imagine you're our
Good
age,
genre.
right? We're like in public school. Do you know what movies come out? A Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Ants. Like we had so many banger hits about being the size of an ant.
I know. That's a good genre.
What a slam dunk, dude! Jamie, we gotta watch Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
That must be an awesome movie now. I'm
probably.
convinced.
Isn't there like 4 of them? Or like there's a bunch.
Yeah, but you don't talk
sure.
about those ones.
Oh,
it's like
they're not as good. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen them.
I would guess they're not very good.
Yeah. Yeah, probably
It probably
not.
was a thing where they had like a cult classic and they were like, oops, we accidentally did something good. Let's make 3 more.
Do you know that actor's name? It's just bugging me. The main guy from
Oh,
that.
the guy with the glasses?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that guy.
Do you remember his
guy,
name? Okay.
Oh my God,
Benny.
the glasses guy.
Benny.
Yeah, Benny.
What's that
Look
guy's
that up.
name?
Look up glasses guy.
Glasses guy.
He was in so many movies.
I know. I'm curious. He was in a lot of '90s movies.
He
yeah.
did so many movies.
Honey,
My God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Benny, you're a little slow today.
I know him and that one guy. There was another guy who was in a lot of, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Rick Moranis. Yes.
Even that name rings a bell. My
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
what it's installed the culture of him.
Oh, I know Rick Moranis. Yeah, that guy. I actually know people who look like him.
Hey Benny, can you transfer that to my phone too?
What?
Information about Rick Moranis.
Oh, you want to read? About
Okay.
Rick
Oh, Jimmy,
Moranis?
what other movies was he in? Because he was in a lot of hits.
Yeah. I
I mean Benny.
Yeah, get Benny to IMBD him, but he was in a lot. He was a good extra. Same with that other guy who was in Space Jam. You know the big guy who was in Space Jam? He was in so much too.
He was a classic. Are you talking about Michael Jordan?
No, I mean like kind of
Okay.
all
right, cool. Yeah.
like chubbier guy. You know. Well,
Oh, Jamie.
yeah.
Okay. I actually already remember where I saw him in. Okay, like
Rick Moranis.
Yeah, he was in Spaceballs.
Spaceballs. Yes.
That was a classic.
Yep, that's a good one.
And I feel like he did some stuff with Bill Murray, but I might be talking out of my ass.
I feel probably yeah.
He wasn't a very similar era, so I wouldn't be surprised.
They were, yeah. Yeah, and then that guy from Space Jam, I'm really curious too.
Dude, he was in the Flintstones.
Yes,
The
he
live
was.
action hit
He
film.
was. He was Barney Rubble, wasn't he? Yes.
Oh, you're totally right.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then what's okay, just again, Benny, please look this up. What's that guy from Space Jam?
Now I'm making the connection. He was in Ghostbusters.
He was in so much.
Rick Moranis.
Dude,
what a fucking machine.
He was in so much. Okay. Who's that other guy who was in Space Jam? He was another big actor from the 90s. Wayne
Benny.
Knight. Benny. Yeah, Wayne Knight.
Who did he?
Wayne Knight. I'll just show you a picture. I know that's a visual cue for anyone listening.
Oh, dude, of
but
course.
most people would probably know
Who
that guy.
doesn't know the hit star Wayne Knight?
He was in so much in the 90s again. So I just associate those two with like so many movies from back then.
I think a lot of people would.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you don't really think about them that much, but when you see their face, your brain immediately goes, I have
Wow.
seen them in a movie no matter what.
Yeah.
There's
many
no way
times.
you were raised in that era and didn't see a movie with Rick Moranis in it.
Yeah.
Wayne Knight, maybe flip a coin.
Well, but he was a popular like side character. You know what I mean? He was never like the main guy, but he was in a lot of. He was like not an extra, but he was always like a side character in a lot of movies.
The fact of the matter is, Jamie, most people, even in real life, are meant to be side characters.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets to be the protagonist.
Like everyone in my life, to me, I'm the protagonist of my own life.
Dude, I'm just excited to be the side character.
In my life?
No.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I could be.
You are? Well, you
Well,
technically are in my life.
Why don't you hurry up and make it, Jamie? So you know what, Jamie? Now that I think about it, I'm the protagonist.
In your life?
Are you saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what's funny? It's one of those thoughts everyone always had. You know, how everyone's always like, I wonder if I always sometimes wonder if I'm the only one who's really conscious and everyone
I
else
know
is
that
like,
was such a common thing.
which is like a weird thought that everyone kind of has. And I think it's totally true.
Damn.
I just like you're basically just a number to me. No, I'm just kidding.
For all I
don't
know,
believe
you really could just be.
I don't believe you have
a
any
figment.
life experience. You're just like no one does. They all turn off when I'm not.
When I
viewing them.
left for Toronto, I was just some mysterious figment. That didn't really happen.
What's that called? Solipsism, or like there's like a soleptic. There's like a disorder basically where people feel that way, where they're like, I am the only one who's like real and everyone else is like a figment. I think it's called solipsism or something. I could be wrong.
I would say there's probably a lot of like reality disconnecting
Yeah.
disorders that have that kind of symptom.
Which I'm kidding. I definitely don't feel that way for sure.
No, Jimmy, you're a well put together guy. We all know that at this point. You've gotten 14 episodes through a public forum.
Mm-hmm.
I think you get the pass. You're clearly a gentleman.
Yes. Okay, well, so now I know we've kind of dived all over, but I do want to say one thing I did also want to mention.
I'm tired. I'll admit, I'm just a little bit loopy. So
Me too.
I'm freaking going all over the place. I'm off the wall.
Yeah. But when we were talking about it, I just wanted to also say funnel cake is overrated. There, I said it. I just wanted to say that.
You disgust me.
You like funnel cake?
Dude, okay, hold on.
Ugh,
Okay, let me tell
hate
you.
funnel cake.
What was the
I would
context?
rather
Okay.
eat funnel cake raw than with stuff on it. I would just take a bite of plain funnel cake, but once they put berries and straw and whipped cream and all and ice cream on it, I'm like, ugh.
Jamie, to me, funnel cake is being the food equivalent of a slut.
Yeah.
And you don't want to
Dirty funnel
you don't want
cake
to be
whore.
like that all the time. But man,
Yeah.
whenever you divulge every year or two,
Like at Wonderland.
oh yeah, you're just like, oh man, I feel like a whore and I love it.
I associate that.
it's-
I associate that with like theme parks mostly.
Okay, so yeah, exactly. So I
But it
actually
is-
was doing I have no regrets about this, by the way. I was doing what's it called? The CNE in Toronto. It's a big event that happens in the exhibition place in Toronto. It's like some super big thing.
Okay.
Tons of people are there. And of course, because the moment there's anything close to a carnival or amusement park, there's funnel cakes.
Yeah.
And I was working there and I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I need I could get like a nice salad for lunch or I could get a funnel cake.
Yeah.
So I went out there and I thought, I haven't had a funnel cake in a couple of years. I'm going to eat a funnel cake. It's 2,300 calories. Like
Really?
flour, sugar, dough,
Yeah.
pure absolute vitriol garbage.
It is. Yeah.
And I
And
ate
it tastes like it too.
and I ate it and I felt like I was my body almost immediately rejected it. It was like, I need to
Yeah.
immediately shit.
Yeah.
But you know what, Jamie? I have no regrets.
Yeah.
It was pulverizing my stomach, but the whole time it was pulverizing it, I was like, I was so happy.
You enjoy it
I
a
put
lot?
the extra strawberry sauce on there because
Ugh.
my God,
I hate it.
I felt like. But Jamie, once again though, maybe it's not healthy to be slutty all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you can once a
Indulge
year, Jamie,
every now and then.
just pulverize. You know.
Yeah. Slut shaming Austin over here.
So
and their
what I'm
funnel
saying
cake.
is I do agree with you.
Yeah.
But man, when you really just let go and
Oh,
embrace
yeah.
the funnel cake, it feels good. Don't tell
yeah.
me that if you got a funnel cake in this summer, let's say, that
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't feel good, but you wouldn't regret it.
I would. I just don't like them. I personally
Damn.
don't. I don't like them. I feel like, again, putting ice cream
Even
on
after
them,
that really kind of
yeah,
I was
you're-
really trying to sell to you.
You're good. You're good at. It's a good pitch. You know, you tried.
I gave it all I
Kudos
had.
to you. Yeah. But you're not quite the sales expertise that you think you are. Because I still not.
You know
sold.
what, Jamie? I think
I'll never.
I'm gonna start building up my charisma a little bit.
Yeah,
there. I gotta work.
You
on
need to
that.
get better at that. Here's the thing: I would rather eat plain funnel cake than stuff on it. But anyway, I just wanted to say that while we were on that topic. But we were kind of far off that. But I just really needed to let that be known that I think funnel cake is a disaster.
What was the other thing you were gonna say?
atrocious.
So root beer floats overrated, funnel cake overrated.
Yeah.
Did you have anything to add to that list, Jamie?
No, that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Was that your spiel?
Yeah, I just
funnel
really,
cake?
I just really just
Root beer
hate
floats and funnel cake.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, there's probably more, but yeah, we can move on. I just really need to get that out there. Just let it be known.
I needed to embrace that feeling.
Let it be
Jamie,
known.
Yo, Jamie, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Jamie, I want to get some hit topics. Okay.
Ooh, all right, lay it on me.
So I have a big question for you.
Yeah.
Tesla killing cats?
Yeah. Yeah.
How? Is it happening?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a really topical story, but apparently, I guess Jamie Lynn Spears was a big person complaining about this, but she said she had multiple of her cats killed, and she says it's because Teslas are so quiet, her cats...
Wait, I'm almost more interested. Is Jamie Lynn Spears a crazy cat lady? How does she have multiple cats getting killed by a Tesla?
Well, yeah, at that point, just don't let your cats outside if they're all dying, but that's probably on her a little bit.
Maybe you should maybe
Maybe
if
you live in
have
a dangerous
lot of
area.
Cats and they're getting slaughtered by
I've
the
had
by
like
the
6
multitudes.
Yeah, I've had 6 cats die.
She's rolling out to get to a movie set. She's
Just
like,
replaces
"That's
them every
cat
time."
Number 6 calls up her agent. Get me another purebred
Get me-
ragdoll
Yeah,
stat.
Get me another one. Yeah, at that point, yeah, it's her fault. But
And
yeah,
if it's not vaccinated by the time it gets here, you're fired.
yeah. But yeah, she made some complaints about it. That was a little topical news story. I thought that was funny, but well, it's not funny. It's sad for the cats, but it is ridiculous that she's had like 6 die that way allegedly. But at that point, she should probably just leave them inside. But she claims Teslas keep killing them. But something funny about Tesla, I think that was actually they were in trouble for that before. They actually had someone else suing them, and they, I guess, actually put in like things that make noise now, and they have to make a certain level of noise just so animals can hear them coming. So initially, they were actually so quiet that like it was a common issue for a lot of animals. So I guess not just Teslas, new electric cars actually are now, I guess, obligated to put in something to make a little bit of noise.
Hey, Jamie.
Yeah.
What's more important?
Yeah.
Saving the planet or cute cats? Cute little kitty cats that make you feel good.
I don't know. Ideally, we could just do both.
I do really envision it where there's so many people that have like these, these strong principles, environmental, save the planet. But the moment like cats start dying or
If
get
the cat
or
dies,
like
he
adorable
dies.
animals start dying, they immediately go, call it off, let the
Yeah.
world burn. If we all
Yeah.
die, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just don't kill the cute cats.
Well, no, I think the logical answer to that is just having the electric cars make a bit of noise, like just putting something in there. That's what they're doing, I guess. They're actually being forced to emit a certain level of sound, like a
Did
frequency.
people do like a hashtag save the cats or something? Or
I guess there was just a lot of concern about like even wildlife running across the road not hearing electric cars coming. So it is just more dangerous because the
Damn, dude.
animals got so accustomed to moving a little bit out of the way. You know what I mean? But if they don't hear them coming at all,
although we're only worried if the animals are cute, right?
no, even deers and stuff, it's dangerous
well,
for the
I mean,
driver.
deers are pretty cute.
But but I'm just saying it's even dangerous for the driver to be hitting a deer. Or
Like
moose.
I'm saying, if we had the animal equivalent of a spider, would
Yeah.
we really be worried about
Oh, you can run those over all the time.
it? You're just like,
They're
oh,
disgusting.
they're ugly.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Get them out of here.
Gross.
Oh, they crawl everywhere and they're just gross.
Just running over tarantulas in
Look
my
at those-
electric car.
Look at those big abdomens. Ugh.
Yeah. Gross. Yeah. And they're all splatting.
I do, JB. I really do believe that if animals were cute, do you think we'd give a shit about any of this stuff? We just keep our electric cars nice and quiet, pulverizing these things on the road.
Well, no, because even so, it's
Jimmy,
dangerous for
even-
people. It's dangerous for
Even
people. Bottom
squirrels
line.
and raccoons are cute.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's still a good talking point that even like big animals not moving your way is dangerous for drivers. It's not even just about killing them.
you actually do what the craziest one is moose.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a story or two because once again, being Canadian and all, right?
Yeah.
Is a moose is very tall.
Yeah.
So when you hit it with let's say a car or even a truck, that's how tall they are.
Yeah.
Their legs kind of crumble.
Yeah.
And their whole body slams the top of your car.
Yeah, they collapse. People have died hitting
Yeah.
moose and
Like
stuff.
running into a moose is extremely dangerous.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Even cuteness factor out. People definitely want to work on that just because it is dangerous for people. They want even moose to hear a car coming.
I'm just saying, thank goodness we don't have camels or something because they're like in the same ballpark. Tall,
Giraffes.
lanky legs,
Could you
big,
imagine
hefty upper bodies.
a giraffe on
Giraffe.
the highway?
Okay, you know what though? If you
That'd
hit
do
a
some
giraffe, you're
damage.
pretty incompetent.
I don't know. You could argue
I
hitting a
mean,
moose is
Dude,
incompetent
could you?
too.
I know, but if you just didn't see a giraffe coming, okay, Jamie.
But
Like,
what if they just ran
Okay,
across the road
hold on.
at night? They just
There's
book
one
out,
thing-
you know.
who?
Same as a moose. Like
Jamie,
if it's just
Jamie.
sitting there, you should be able to see
Hey,
it.
Jamie, who,
Yeah.
who runs faster, a moose or a giraffe? It must be a moose, right? Like, are
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and call it right now. You guys can look this up, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty confident.
Yeah,
a
I don't
moose
care.
Is faster than a giraffe. But my point being,
I don't care to
Jamie,
get Benny to
is
look that up.
If let's say if running over a giraffe is illegal, if you were in court, would you really say, I didn't see him coming? I don't know where. It just came out of nowhere.
Came out of nowhere. Well, here's the thing.
I thought he was a mobile tree.
Now, Austin, here's me being contrarian again. I'm just saying, even moose, though, they typically dip out of like shrubbery. So it's like even if there's trees alongside like a highway or a road, and the giraffe tries
Jamie,
to quickly
you
book
make it sound like they're committing a heist to try to get in front of your
Yeah.
car.
Well, no, but they do run
you're
across
driving
roads.
by, the moose like sneaks out of a bush.
Yeah.
He's looking around and
Hey.
he's going, "How do I get in front of this automobile as quickly as I can?"
Here's the thing. No, so here's the moose. The moose is on the side of the road. The moose is eating some tasty whatever they eat. I don't know. They look across the road and they're like, that looks like some tasty whatever I eat over there. And then they run. They book it right across the road. So here's the
Jimmy?
thing. That's why they do it. Because
Do you know what I appreciate
the
most
grass is
about us,
greener
Jamie?
on the other side.
Is we're just two intellectuals battling it out.
Yes. This is a battle of wits.
Battle
This is
of the minds.
the battle of the minds. Yeah.
Some of the two smartest men known to mankind.
These are the real topics.
So you're saying
wake up, America.
So you're saying that the moose, he's kind of going ham on a bush or something,
Yeah.
Eating up some nice leaves.
Yeah, or whatever
Looks
they eat.
across the way, he sees an identical bush and goes,
But that one
all
looks...
I have to do is walk 20, 30 feet that way, and I got
Yeah.
another delicious bush to my name. And he starts running across, and bang.
So here he goes. He's like, oh, that bush looks delicious. He starts crossing this cement path. Boom, electric car out of nowhere.
Tesla.
A Tesla.
A Tesla Model S.
And it collapses his legs,
Kabam.
killing him and the driver.
And of course,
Horrible.
And of course, the giraffe or the moose. The moose.
either
Let's say the
or.
moose. Okay.
Either or.
Of course, he's pretty pissed off. So he lawyers up.
Yeah.
It goes to court. They say, Your Honor, this man was driving a Model S Tesla. How do you expect my client, Mr. Moose, to know where this guy's coming from?
Yeah.
He's a little silent lightning bolt. He's zipping around.
Yeah. I think, well, I don't know. Here's the thing. Giraffes aren't necessarily, they're more in open
Jamie,
areas.
giraffe. If that giraffe went to court, he wouldn't stand a chance. They would go. He would be like, dude, look at this fucking guy. How do you miss this guy?
And here's another thing. Where would he possibly get a tie that long?
Your Honor, this giraffe, quite frankly, he clearly is not taking this seriously.
Yeah,
he
he's
does
not
not
taking
look very professional
No.
right now.
So he has bigger fish to fry there.
Can we get back to Mr. Moose, please? He seemed to have a much more valid
He has
case.
a better case here. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how often giraffes are exclusively in Africa. I think. Again, battle of the minds here. I think.
Jimmy,
I'm almost positive.
Jimmy, this is where we should just start dipping out of this conversation.
Yeah,
but
but
it's
I'm
clear the knowledge gap is so vast that we
It's
can't
not.
even.
They are only in Africa. I am saying that with certainty. Giraffes only live in Africa, except for in zoos, but they're naturally in Africa. I'm just saying, do people hit them in Africa? I don't think so, really. No. I guess you're right.
Wait, Jamie, do people? do people in Africa have cars?
Yes, they do. That's horrible. Oh, God.
I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm kidding.
Africa's a huge place.
I couldn't help it. Okay.
Sadly, actually, there are definitely areas that don't have many. So yes, that is unfortunate. But
That's a guilty laugh.
Yes,
I don't feel good about that.
there are certainly a lot of places with them. But yeah, I would just say giraffes probably don't get hit as much. That's a good point. All right. Well,
I forgot that's how this conversation started.
Yeah.
Wow.
Teslas.
We're covering some good ground today, Jamie.
We
This
are.
is good. This
We
is
are.
good.
We are. Oh God.
Jamie.
Yes.
What? Okay, Jamie. Okay, I got another hot topic for you.
Hot
okay?
topic. Lay it on me.
This is I have a whiteboard. Okay.
Yeah.
I was scribbling some ideas.
Yeah,
down.
we're reading off our typical whiteboard.
Jamie, how real is reality TV?
Ooh, yes.
Wow.
How real is it?
Everybody's favorite topic. Everybody wants to know.
Yeah. The funny thing about reality TV is there are some ridiculous shows out there. The funny, I have some friends who used to watch a bunch of ridiculous ones just purely because it was funny, which I guess is the trap a lot of people get into, because that is why most people watch it, because they're typically train wrecks. But I would say, what is it? Something of Love with Flava Flav. Basically, it's he's already such a washed up rapper at this point, but it was basically one of those Bachelor style shows with Flava Flav.
Who's Flava Flav?
You don't know who Flava Flav is?
No.
He's a rapper, I think from the 80s or early 90s. Probably 80s, actually. Very old school hip hop artist. But yeah, it's just so bad because it was him in his 40s or 50s. And then there's all these young bachelorettes and they're all oh, Flava Flav. And it's I don't know. It's just
why am I suddenly interested in reality TV?
I know. And there was another one with the guy from Poison, I think, or Whitesnake or something.
Are you just throwing out random terms?
No.
Okay, Jamie.
Oh,
okay.
you don't know the band Whitesnake or Poison?
No.
They were hair metal bands.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So
it was again
one
just
of the
washed
bands
up...
Nirvana killed off.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
But yes, it was basically just washed up. They all end up on reality TV apparently.
My sister used to watch. It was called Something in Tiaras. It was about
Toddlers and Tiaras.
Toddlers and Tiaras.
Wasn't it about pageants?
Yeah, it was about
Ugh.
child beauty pageants. And you know what? I will say it's such a messed up dynamic. I get it. I get that they want to watch it because it's like watching a train wreck happen. Yeah, happen live on television. Because as you said, even though it is scripted, these people are clearly messed up enough to be there in the first place.
Right.
So even though it is it is pretty bullshit, but who they are as people, Like the fact that they're there at all means it tells it all. It's like it's a scripted disaster about people that are messed up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, pageantry. I've just it's kind of it's
who
gross
has
to me.
children and goes, I want my child to be like, how do you even define that? Like objectified? Like
don't
how
know.
do you
Like,
even put that?
I guess there are people.
I just don't think it's healthy.
There are people who would, I guess, argue stuff just saying it's all in fun and they're. But I don't know. Yeah, I feel like here's the thing. I guess if it's just a thing that like mothers and their daughters aren't too sure. I think for us, I feel like we're obligated to not like it as you know what I mean. I feel like if we both sat here, we're like, oh, pageants are great.
The big question is, Jamie, is
that
how
would
do
just
you
seem wrong.
How do you
I
determine that the child wants that?
Yeah, here's
when
the
they're
thing.
that young, like
Yeah.
they're either because
Definitely a touchy issue.
it's
I
really
think
hard to tell if it's a case of the kid is just trying to appease their mother,
Yeah.
or they think they want it but they really don't. It's one of those things where they're at an age that's so young that it's even difficult for me to even recall memories from that time.
Oh yeah.
How could I possibly
and I guess-
be competing in something? You know, it's weird.
And that show, I guess, Honey Boo Boo. I think it was also about
That was
pageants.
definitely the most
Again, it was it's just a train wreck. You know, people enjoy that sort of thing.
And Jamie, do you know what the most messed up part is too?
Yeah.
Is when because once again, these people are clearly a little bit off, a little bit crazy, and a producer saw Honey Boo Boo Child and her mom for the first time, and the first thing they probably thought was like, we're gonna make fucking millions.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna make so many episodes and shows about these people.
Yeah.
Jamie, they got their own spin-off show.
Yeah.
They got their own dedicated show on reality TV.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how
There's a lot of money in reality
how
TV.
much that messes you up?
Yeah.
As a child, like Honey Boo Boo Child, we should look at that up after
Yeah.
this.
I heard something about how she's actually doing a lot better now, and they seem, I don't know.
Did she get out?
Oh yeah, that show's not around anymore.
That's good.
But on this topic, I was actually reading a thing. I think it was like something. It was one of those articles where they just stole from like Reddit basically and just reworded it. It was really dumb, but it was just one of those clickbaity things that I was just curious and I clicked it and was reading it.
By the way, just before you go forward,
Yeah.
that is way more common than people think.
What's that?
In terms of the internet, I'm not a huge fan of
Oh,
Reddit.
oh,
but
just-
original ideas.
They steal.
I've really found at this point like 75-80% of it comes from Reddit,
Oh yeah.
and everybody else just reposts it.
Well,
But
I've seen
you can say what you're saying.
I've
but-
seen articles where basically they will just quote people on Reddit in the whole article, and I'm like, wow, that is the cheapest content they're putting out.
They take the original idea and the feedback,
they
all
quote-
from Reddit,
yeah,
and turn it
and
into
turn it
a
into an article.
profitable enterprise.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
I know it's insane, but
Wow.
that's more common.
Why
than you
didn't I
think.
think of that?
Yeah. Well, okay. So anyway, I was actually reading a thing, and it was basically like an Ask Me or an Ask Reddit thing, and it was like people who worked on reality TV, like what it was basically like what are some like trade secrets or like what actually happens behind the scenes. And most people who said they worked on sets, they said it wasn't scripted, but they said basically they would reshoot everything so many times to the point where anything that happened naturally by the end of it wasn't natural what you're actually watching. Because at the end they would put things in their head, so they would basically in between takes they would say, "Oh, wouldn't you say like it's kind of like this?" And then they would be like, "Oh yeah," and then they would just quote the person who's like coaching them through what to say, basically.
So they're almost impressionable.
Well, they're just coaching them through what to say to make it more interesting, just
Yeah,
for
yeah.
ratings and stuff. So it is very fake, and I read a lot about how like people were running out.
How could it be real? You know?
Yeah, and like the fact that even when something alarming happens, when someone's angry and all of a sudden they have them perfectly mic'd up and they have the perfect camera angles, like clearly that didn't naturally happen.
You know what though? I definitely do believe in. Sometimes there's lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
And I would say lightning in a bottle would be something like Tiger King,
Yeah.
which isn't necessarily reality TV, but it's based on real events.
Oh, sure.
Is I guarantee
I'm not
you,
saying everything on TV
yeah,
is fake.
I guarantee you though, those filmmakers showed up. They saw this guy, and realized they're like, this is our gold mine.
Yeah.
Like this is so brilliant. And this is our moment to kind of make something really cool that a lot of people are going to watch.
Yeah.
And it's like their once in a lifetime kind of magnum opus sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's how I really view that, because you watched Tiger King, right?
I haven't.
You haven't.
No. One of the only people in the world who has not. I just.
I will say this: it's definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
It's probably scripted to some extent, as you were saying, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I don't even know the
actually-
format. I don't know the format.
Okay, well,
is it a
the kernel-
reality show or is it
well,
more?
it's not a reality show, but it's a documentary.
Yeah.
Almost based, but those things happened.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It compared to reality
Right.
TV is more of a.
Well, okay,
What's the big?
the-
Actually, Jamie, how would you define that? What's the difference between a reality TV show in a documentary about real events?
Okay, because a documentary is typically just relating something that happened, whereas a reality TV show is claiming this stuff is actually just being caught on camera real time. So a documentary is typically talking about past events in a realistic way, whereas yeah, the thing
That's a tough one. I would say Tiger King is more
well
of a documentary, but it definitely that's a tough one. I
they
never
might
thought
sway
about
it for
that.
ratings a bit, tell them to spice things up, just make it more interesting. It's possible. I don't know. I've never seen it. I can't really tell how fake it is because I've never seen it. But yeah, it was just interesting reading all the things about like people who claim they worked on these sets. Just because, they really.
How about this,
egg it on.
Jamie?
Wait.
How about this? Anything that runs more than a season to me is a curated product.
Yeah, they begin getting
It's a reality.
Oh,
like how do you make something more than a season?
Yeah.
and keep getting these hits. You can't guarantee it, so you have to guarantee it.
Well, even American Idol, I think in the beginning it was probably a little more realistic. I think by the end they had so many like zany characters that you could just tell they hired these people to be weird, just to be interesting.
Or Jamie, or it's either they hired it, or they were almost they intended to find the weirdest people they could
and then encourage
put
them
on
to keep being
stage.
weird. Yeah, exactly.
They found somebody that's clearly mentally ill.
Yeah.
And went, oh man, this person has a lot of problems. Let's throw them on a stage so
like,
the whole world
potentially.
can kind of poke fun at them.
Yeah, I like again potentially they'll do anything.
But that's
for
kind of the dark
ratings.
side of it, right?
Yeah. One other thing that was interesting was someone said they were going to be on a reality TV show, and they were asked to sign a contract that basically said we can use your words and edit them however we want to make it look like you're saying whatever you want.
Yeah.
So basically, out of context, they can use them out of context, and they would have had to agree to it. So
Jamie,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
That just shows the integrity of it. They're just trying to make it as interesting as
Actually,
possible.
yeah. Okay, view it this way: is when you, like a great example is America's Got Talent. If there's somebody who's clearly not talented that gets put on stage in front of the judges, somebody objectively saw their audition and went
And thought it
they're
was-
terrible. Let's just make fun of them.
Oh yeah, because
That's 100% the intention.
Well, it is.
There's
because
no
they
way that
select
person
these
accidentally snuck out there and went, "Oh, I'm not talented at all."
Oh.
Wow, how crazy is that?
Well, that's just a given, and you know what? It is fun. Like I can see the appeal to that, but yeah, it definitely. I wouldn't say that's as fake, but I do think they even potentially hire some of these people as actors to be horrible.
yeah, I guess you know what? It's not.
I'm sure they even pay some of these
you,
people to be
you can't
extra
say
bad.
it's not really fake.
Yeah,
It's more that they're not hesitating to bring those people to the limelight.
yeah, yeah. There was actually one more.
Is that harmless? Would you consider that harmless? I don't know.
I don't know. There's a lot to unpack there. It's kind of
Deep.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, hard to really say, but I do think stuff like that. I used to
And
find it kind of entertaining.
if the two
some
greatest
of it.
minds can't figure it out, who can?
Who can?
I don't know.
But yeah, one more thing I thought was very interesting on this topic. So MTV, you know how they had rights to so much music and stuff. They had rights to a lot of music. But I guess early or late 90s.
Oh, dude. Sorry, you finish what you were saying first.
Okay. Late 90s, they basically stopped playing music and went exclusively to reality TV. Like MTV was the beginning of so many reality shows. But the thing is, because they owned so much music, they were actually just playing music, whatever music they wanted. Like they had free range to use whatever music they wanted.
They didn't even have to think about it because of how
these
big their
reality
catalog
shows.
was.
And I think they got sued for it. I don't exactly quote me on that, but I believe at least there was
they
a lawsuit.
accidentally took a misstep.
Well, basically,
outside their portfolio.
At least there was a lawsuit where people were like, "Well, wait a minute, you guys don't even play music anymore, really. So it's kind of wrong that you're using your music licensing to just promote your reality TV shows."
Yeah.
And apparently that was a big issue in the 90s and early 2000s.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting to hear about. But yeah, and it's kind of funny because it makes total sense. They owned so much licensing to so much music, and then when they shifted away from playing that all the time,
Yeah, contracts do get complicated.
yeah, and then they were like, "Well, we own all this music, so let's just play it over our reality TV shows."
Yeah, I will say there's a because maybe the argument was this isn't the medium we intended when we gave you the rights to that.
Exactly.
So-
yeah. So yeah, they got in a bit of
Do you know
trouble.
what's a messed up thing is this is pretty common knowledge, but back in the 60s and 70s, there'd be so many artists where some guys in suits and ties would show up and go, "We got a contract for you," and they would basically go, "Yeah, buddy, sign it," and they just they'd put their name on a piece of paper and not think about any of the repercussions.
Yeah.
And basically, that piece of paper said we own like 70% of your intellectual property.
Yeah.
And you're gonna make fuck all from your albums.
Yeah.
And that happened to so many artists, and even a recent one, which I don't think we've talked about this in the podcast, is Keisha.
Oh, Kesha.
Or Kesha.
I think it's Kesha.
Kesha? Yeah.
No, it's Ked $ha.
Oh yeah, it had $ha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
And she was there's a whole thing that came out where there was this producer that was abusive towards her,
Yeah,
and
a
she
lot of
had to
sexual
continue
allegations and
working
stuff.
with him because of contractual
Yep.
obligations.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
There are so many. It's a
Just
dark side of the industry in a
just
lot of
terrible,
ways.
yeah.
Dude, contracts, I'm telling you right now, if you ever sign anything in your life, you want to get it double and triple checked by at least
Yeah.
one lawyer.
Actually, I think a big part of that one was so she was contractually obligated to work with this guy.
I think
but
she
then-
had to make 6 albums or something
But
with
the
this
thing is,
company, right?
Yeah, so then she was coming out saying all this stuff about him being like just sexually, all these sexual allegations,
Which, of course, are
misconduct. But the thing is,
allegations, of course. But
well, I believe her, I'm sure. But anyway, I'm just saying, I think people would use that and say, no, you're just trying to get out of the contract, which is kind of the dark side of it, because it kind of silences people who might actually be dealing with stuff. So, you know what I mean? Yeah.
quickly, Jamie, back to the bullet pin board.
To the drawing board.
We already talked about Tesla killing cats.
Yeah.
Excellent. Jamie, boomerangs.
Boomerangs.
Tell me about your. You know what? We actually meant to talk about this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me your boomerang story.
Boomerang stories. Yes. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. Boomerangs. When I was younger, I used to really like them. I used to have like a cheap like plastic one. It wasn't. I don't know. Like it never like worked as well as I hoped it would. Like I would throw it, and basically it would just sort of. I don't know. Like I don't know. It just sort of curve, but it wouldn't come like directly back to me. But yeah, basically I always thought they were cool. And when I was younger, we actually this on my street there was two basically there's a south and a north. So there was a north side and a south side of my street. So we had the wrong mail come in once, and it was a boomerang, literally from Australia. It was like
Completely
this
arbitrary. Just
yeah, it was
for no
ju-
reason?
It just showed up at our house. I was like, "This is really cool," and it was like really.
that sounds pretty magical.
It
Kinda-
was,
yeah.
and it was like really cool, like artwork on it, like Australian, just solid wood boomerang. I was like, "This is awesome," and I think I wanted it. Like I was like, "I want to like keep this," but I obviously my parents were like, "Well, it went to the wrong address. We should just drop it off at the other person's place." So yeah, basically we had to drop it off, and I really regretted that. But I think to this day,
you returned it.
yeah, we returned to the right owner because it wasn't sent to us. We dropped it off at the other house. But you know what I was always hoping? Because it's a boomerang, I was always hoping it would come back to me.
That's
but
beautiful.
it never
okay,
did.
now hold on though.
But it never did.
No, the thing I was actually most interested in is the fact that you claimed, because for me personally, whenever I threw a boomerang, I never had it returned to me.
Yeah.
Maybe I sucked at boomerangs, but I'd throw it and it would just fuck off like everything else does, whether it's a frisbee or a ball.
Yeah.
So did you? I felt like maybe I was wrong in thinking. It seemed like you claimed that you threw a boomerang and it came back to you. Is that true?
I couldn't make it come back to me to the perfect exact place I was, but I got good at throwing them to the extent where it would curve a little bit and come back. Like it would curve a bit, so it would be like still far from me. I would still have to go get it, but it wouldn't be as far as the length I threw it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? We should add that to our list of things to check out. There must be
Boomerangs.
somebody on YouTube or something that has successfully thrown a boomerang and got a return.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
yeah.
got to be a thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what? Maybe I don't know. It's one of those things where actually, you know what? Do what game gave me that perspective is Zelda.
Yeah.
Whenever I would play Zelda, my expectation for boomerangs was always that I can be like Link and I can throw the boomerang and it's going to come back to me.
yeah.
And then as I've grown, as I bought, and then I actually bought one because I was so into it. I was like, you know what? These boomerangs seem pretty cool. They're like home-seeking like human devices that can just fly back to you.
Yeah.
And I never got that.
Yeah.
I for the life of me, it kept ending in my neighbor's yard, or like a dog would take it and run away.
Yeah.
I did not have a good track record with
a game.
boomerangs.
I think a game I used to play that got me really into it was. Do you remember Ty the Tasmanian Tiger? Do you remember that game?
This was okay. What console was it on?
So I had it for PS2, I believe.
I think I played it at your house.
Yeah, there was a 1 and 2, but that game got me really into it. It was like this really like Australian themed game. I think it was like paid for by the Australian government or something. Like it must have been. But basically, that game got me super. I was like, this is awesome, and that was like your main weapon. It would just come right back to you. The thing is, yeah, in real life they're not, and I think it's dangerous to catch them again, even if you were to throw them, and it would come back exactly. But the point is, it's supposed to curve around and land generally in your area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess they were used as a weapon initially for hunting.
Really?
Yeah, they would have like really solid ones. They use them for hunting, like giant, thick wood ones.
Now, Joe, would be awesome is if those came back. So what you do is you'd whip it, you'd like slit like your prey's throat, and then it would still return to you.
I think maybe it stunned
like,
them or knocked
and then
them.
when it spins coming back to you, like the blood would like splash in your face.
Yeah,
this very visceral experience of like, oh,
yeah,
got my prey.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't think they. I don't know. I feel like it basically would just kind of come back and land roughly in your area. But I think if you're using it as a weapon, I think that was more like I don't know. Like again, I don't know actually that much about them. I just do know initially they were used for hunting. I'm assuming it would just be something you would throw and they would hit it and maybe stun it, and then you'd have to go pick it up. I don't know, but yeah, always been a big fan. But I still regret that day where we were honest, good people, and we returned something that wasn't rightfully ours. And I regret that. I really wish I still had that awesome boomerang.
Maybe, Jamie, one day it'll still come back.
That's what I'm saying. It's a boomerang. Maybe it'll
come
Jamie,
back. Do you know what I still want to talk about, too?
Yeah.
That we wanted to talk about a while ago was VeggieTales.
VeggieTales, yes.
And I feel like we still have enough time to get into VeggieTales.
Yeah. Yeah, VeggieTales.
I hear that what were we talking about? We were saying like VeggieTales has become a almost counterculture for kids, where like if some people like if they know their kids watch VeggieTales, they go, "My son is watching."
Oh yeah. No,
VeggieTales.
This isn't common at all, but yeah, basically I came across online. There was like screenshots. Again, I think this is like a thing that was taken from Reddit. It was like Reddit atheism or something. But someone looked it up. Just VeggieTales as a keyword in Reddit atheism. It was hilarious because all these people going like, I came home and my kid was watching VeggieTales. I don't know how I feel about this. And all these people like making such a big deal about it. And it's like, okay, like that's taking to another level where they're like, I can't believe my kids are watching. Like, what do you honestly like? I don't know. That's certainly not a popular opinion, but it just goes to show how crazy some people are.
Some of his friends have exposed him to VeggieTales.
Yeah.
Larry the cucumber. There's something wrong. There's something off about him.
Yeah, I personally loved VeggieTales growing up. Larry Boy, good stuff.
Yeah, Larry Boy. The what was the episode about the lying?
Remember? Fibs.
There we go. The fib. There we go.
Those aliens.
Well, remember, little lies become big lies, Jamie.
Yeah, that's the one I was actually thinking of. Those little alien creatures. When I was younger, I recall I dug
that was my favorite episode, by the way, of Larry Boy.
Oh,
yeah,
me
it was
too.
the fib one.
It was awesome. And they grow and grow, the fibs, because
and then
lies get out of hand.
Yeah, exactly. You said that then you have to keep justifying that lie, so he keeps getting bigger and bigger.
You can't have your atheist kids learning about that.
I know. Next thing you know, he's knocking down skyscrapers and destroying the city.
Yeah.
That's not very good.
Damn religion.
And they probably walked in and they're like,
Yeah, I know. It's that's absurd. But when I was younger, I remember I dug a hole in my backyard and I was sharpening. I used to sharpen popsicles on rocks. Like I would rub it on the cement and make pointy popsicles. And I made a trap for the fibs in my backyard just because I thought it was so. I was so into it.
Wait, really?
Yeah, when I was like really young. Like,
oh my goodness.
I lived in Petrolia, so I would have been like under 7.
No kidding. Yeah. Wow.
And I was so into it, and I was like, I got to make traps for the fibs. I think it was just for fun. I was just having fun, but that was the way I would describe what I was doing at the time. I was like, yes, I'm going to capture all these fibs.
Yeah. And you know what my other favorite episode was? Because I feel like in our age group, I would actually say even regardless of whether you grew up in like a Christian household or a lot of households, actually VeggieTales was actually a pretty popular show in the 90s.
Yeah, it was popular regardless. Yeah.
My other favorite one was the one about the one about the furnace. Remember? And it was like It was the one where what was the play in words? It was like the freaking I'm trying to remember where it's like, will you or will you not sing the song?
Yeah.
Or something like that. And it was, does that ring a bell?
Was it supposed to be that like wasn't it, there's like a Bible story where
Yeah,
they
it's
were
a Bible
thrown
story
in the
about
furnace?
the three guys that like he said if you don't like deny your God, then you'll get thrown in the furnace and burned.
And then they didn't get
Yeah,
harmed.
but they made that a VeggieTales episode, remember? And I remember I loved
don't
this
remember
song.
that one.
It was the bunny one. That's what it was.
Oh,
the bunny.
The bunny. Whoa, I love the bunny. Yeah, that was good.
that was another one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, that was good. And what's a Buzzsaw Louie?
Okay, which one
That was a Christmas one, I believe. But they made that toy with the buzzsaw arm. I don't exactly remember the plot.
I remember that too.
So many good ones.
It wasn't like in a factory or something.
Yeah.
and they were like
it had a
on
similar
like
vibe.
one of those what do you call those when you're on like one of those
conveyor belt.
And they're like and there's like the saw thing. I actually remember that too.
I know.
Damn, dude.
So many good ones.
VeggieTales they were bangers.
Yeah, they were.
Seriously.
Do you remember we were actually older when we decided to do this, but we decided to watch like an old episode.
We did.
Not recently, but maybe several years ago. We were still like in our 20s.
Yeah, maybe like 5-6 years ago. I might remember that.
We decided to try and watch it, and I remember both of us were like, ugh. We're like, I don't remember it looking this like.
Yeah, the animation was
creepy.
bad. Oh, we do what we did. We watched an earlier episode, like one of the very first ones, and it was a little bit
because it had that like weird like. I don't even know, like just isolated feeling to it, where everything looked so unlifelike and like dark and weird.
Oh yeah, totally.
Very odd. Yeah.
By the way, Jamie, we're out of time. We actually bled over a little bit.
Damn.
So, dude, we went all over the place. We got a little philosophical.
Yes.
We had some funny moments.
All right. Well, the Battle of the Minds. Hope you guys enjoyed.
And now, of course, yes, it's true. When there's two intellectuals in a room, how can things not go up and down?
It gets wild. It gets wild. All right. Well, take care, everyone. Thank you for listening, as always. And
see you later.
Goodbye.